The last guest. The invitation arrived on the same day the rain started. Not a storm, just a thin, cold drizzle that refused to stop. The kind that soaked into clothes and skin and memory. Ryan Caldwell found the envelope on the hood of his car. No stamp, no postmark, no return address. Inside, a thick ivory card. 8 years ago, one of you lied. Come back to where it began. Ashford Manor. October 14th, midnight. Let's finish it. M. Ryan hadn't heard that initial spoken in years. Mason Reed. Dead. Officially, 8 years earlier. They had been inseparable once. 6 of them. Ryan Caldwell, rich, confident, heir to Ashford Manor. Ethan Brooks, the quiet scholarship student who never quite belonged. Liam Carter, built like a linebacker, short temper, quick smile. Chloe Mercer, sharp, observant, never miss a detail. Natalie Hayes, artistic, emotional, too empathetic for her own good. And Mason Reed. Mason was different. He studied people the way others studied books. He would sit silently at parties, watching interactions, asking odd questions. If someone in this room were a killer, he once asked casually, who would it be? Everyone laughed. Everyone except Mason. The night Mason died. They gathered at Ashford Manor for fall break, a sprawling estate perched on cliffs overlooking dark Atlantic waters. Windows tall and narrow like watchful eyes. Staircases that curved too sharply. Hallways that swallowed sound. The power went out that night, too. A storm tore through the coast. And sometime after midnight, a scream echoed through the house. They found Mason at the bottom of the grand staircase. Neck twisted unnaturally. Eyes open. Unblinking. Police ruled it an accident. He slipped. Case closed. But something about the angle of his fall had always felt wrong. The reunion night. Now, 8 years later, they stood at the iron gates once more. Ryan arrived first. Then Ethan. Then Chloe. Then Liam. Natalie never came. Her social media vanished 3 years ago. Phone disconnected. No forwarding address. Maybe this is some sick joke, Liam muttered. The gates opened automatically. The manor lights were on. But no cars were parked inside. And the front door stood open. Inside Ashford Manor. The air smelled like dust and cold stone. Candles lined the walls, flickering though no wind passed through. The power was off, but deliberately. The breakers had been switched down. On the dining table, 6 place settings. 1 for each of them, and 1 for Mason. Chloe picked up the name card. Mason Reed. Her voice trembled. Ryan forced a laugh. Someone's messing with us. But no one knew who, and none of them admitted sending the invitation. The first recording. At exactly midnight, the chandelier flickered. A projector hummed to life at the far wall. Static. Then Mason's face appeared. Older, thinner, pale. If you're watching this, Mason said, calm and steady, it means at least one of you still feels guilty. Chloe stepped back. You told him I fell. Mason continued. A pause. I didn't. The screen went black. The room fell silent, except for the distant crash of waves against the cliffs. Ethan whispered, this isn't possible. But it was happening. Locked in. A metallic slam echoed through the house. They ran to the front door. Bolted. Every window reinforced. Phone signals gone. Ryan tried the security panel. Active, but the access code had been changed. Only my father knows the override, Ryan said. Does he? Chloe asked quietly. Memory starts shifting. The argument that night 8 years ago had been about plagiarism. Mason accused Ryan of stealing his thesis research. Ryan denied it. Liam admitted he shoved Mason during the fight, but he swore it wasn't near the staircase. Chloe remembered Natalie crying in the hallway minutes before Mason fell. Ethan remembered Mason whispering something to him privately. You're not who they think you are. He never told anyone that. Until tonight, the blood returns. Liam froze halfway up the grand staircase. Fresh blood stained the exact step where Mason's head had struck. Wet, dripping, real. Chloe touched it. Warm. Someone's here, she whispered. Footprints in blood, led upward. One set, then two, then they overlapped, as if someone had walked backward down the stairs. The attic, they climbed together. The attic door creaked open. Inside, under a single hanging bulb, Natalie Hayes, seated in a wooden chair, throat cut, eyes open, skin pale but not decayed. She hadn't been dead long. Chloe screamed. Liam staggered back. Ryan whispered, "That's not possible," because Natalie had been missing for years. But now she was here, and freshly murdered. The second tape. Back downstairs. The projector flickered again. Mason appeared. "You never check for a pulse," he said softly. Flashback footage filled the screen. Security camera. Grainy. The staircase. Mason arguing with someone. Face obscured. A shove. Mason falling. But this time the footage continued. The body twitched at the bottom. A hand moved. He was alive. The figure at the top descended slowly, kneeled, and pressed something against Mason's neck. The footage glitched. Then cut. Chloe covered her mouth. That wasn't an accident. Accusations. Ryan accused Ethan. Ethan accused Liam. Liam accused Chloe. Chloe accused Ryan. Everyone had a motive. Ryan wanted to protect his reputation. Liam had violent impulses. Ethan resented their wealth and exclusion. Chloe knew too much. Natalie had threatened to go to the police weeks after Mason's death, and now she was dead. The gunshot. At 1:47 a.m., a gunshot rang through the manor. They ran to the west hallway. Ryan lay on the floor, shot in the shoulder, a revolver beside him, but there was no burn mark on his hand, no powder residue. The bullet casing was gone. "Someone's playing with us," Liam said, voice shaking. But none of them had seen anyone else. Unless someone had been in the house before they arrived. The basement discovery. Ethan forced open a locked cabinet in the basement. Inside were old security hard drives. One labeled, October 14th, full recording. They plugged it into the projector. This time the footage was clear. High definition. No grain. The staircase. Mason arguing. The shove. But the face was visible now. Not fully. Just enough to see a ring. A heavy signet ring. 3 of them wore identical ones that night. Ryan, Liam, Ethan. Family heirlooms. Indistinguishable in low light. The figure leaned down to Mason. Whispered something. The audio distorted. Then, a second figure appeared at the top of the stairs. Watching. Not intervening. Watching. The second figure wore no ring. The whisper. The projector glitched. The image froze on the staircase. Then the audio reversed. Slowly. And beneath the static, a whisper emerged. Not finished. Chloe backed away. This is insane. But her reflection in the black screen didn't move when she did. It stayed half a second behind. The truth fractures. Ethan confessed something. He had gone back to check on Mason after everyone left the staircase. He found him breathing. He panicked. He thought if Mason survived, he would ruin them all. He claimed he did nothing. Just left. But that meant Mason could have been alive for minutes. Long enough for someone else. Liam admitted he returned too, to check if Mason was dead. Ryan swore he never went back. Chloe said Natalie did. And Natalie told her Mason whispered a name before he stopped breathing. But Natalie never said which one. Dawn. Police arrived when the gates unlocked automatically at sunrise. They found Natalie's body. Ryan wounded but alive. Blood on the stairs. Security systems active. No murder weapon. Fingerprints on a revolver belonging to all of them. Security footage partially corrupted. Each gave a different story. None fully matched. Weeks later, Ryan claimed Ethan orchestrated everything. Ethan claimed Ryan staged his own shooting. Liam insisted Chloe disappeared for several minutes. Chloe said she heard footsteps in the attic before they arrived. And Natalie's autopsy revealed something chilling. Time of death, between 11:30 p.m. and midnight, before they found her, before they searched the attic, which meant she was already dead when they entered the house. But no one saw her body on the first walkthrough, unless she wasn't there yet, or someone moved her, Or someone had been inside the house the entire time. Final envelope. 2 weeks later, each of them received another black envelope. Inside, a photograph. The grand staircase. Empty. At the top, faintly visible in the shadows, a 6 figure, watching. And on the back, in careful handwriting, "You're still lying." Signed, M. So who killed Mason? Ryan, protecting his name. Ethan, panicking in fear. Liam, acting in rage. Chloe, hiding knowledge. Did Natalie know too much? Was her death revenge? Or was Mason alive long enough to stage something no one understands? And if he survived that fall, if someone helped him, if someone wanted this reunion, then the most terrifying possibility is this. Mason Reed was never the victim. He was the architect. And one of them still hasn't remembered what they did.